Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Inspiring Change with Sunmbo Adeoye. This is the eighth edition of the annual Inspiring Change Conference, and tonight we're going to be taking on the topic crushing the status quo as an employer. We started since Monday, we spoke on crushing the status quo in finance as a business owner, and Tuesday we took it further to crushing the status quo in retail business. Yesterday was smoking hot with the brand strategies where we talked on crushing the status quo intentionally with personal branding. Tonight is another night of the Inspiring Change Conference 2021, and I don't want you to miss what's about to happen tonight. My guest, my special guest actually is on standby. She's someone that I hold in high esteem. This is Funke Bokno-Obrute. She's on standby. She's backstage, and I want you to share this stream with all your friends. Share it with your loved ones. We're going to be digging deep tonight, and it's going to be practical. Like I said, this one is no fake zone. We're going to say it as it is, and of course, you would gain clarity. You will draw inspiration, and you'll be fired up for what's about to happen. You will be fired up to crush the status quo on every side, in business, in ministry, and of course in career. Before I bring my guest up, let's go on this short break.
Hello everyone, my name is Sunmbo Adeoye, and I want to ask you, are you ready for the most inspiring meeting of this quarter? It's the 8th edition of the annual Inspiring Change Conference with myself and a host of all other leading female entrepreneurs. This year features speakers like Lady Onyeka Owenu, Temi Ajibewa, Folakemi Aya Akoni, Ask Downs, and of course a host of all others. You don't want to be given the summary to crushing the status quo in 2021. Register and take a front seat to relevance in your business, ministry, and career. Time is 10 a.m. at the Wisdom Arena. Lest I forget, admission is free. Mask up and be there.
Yes. We're going to be having the grand finale on Saturday, March 13, 2021 by 10 a.m. at the Wisdom Arena. All you have to do to be part of this is to register online at www.inspiringchangeng.org. Our seats are very limited because of COVID-19's restrictions, and we have to ensure that we go by the protocols. So there's going to be social distancing, so we have limited seats. Ensure that you quickly now go and register immediately after this session on www.inspiringchangeng.org. Yes, tonight we're going straight into the session. And before we go into discussing question the status quo through personal branding, I want to quickly read the profile of my special guest. Funke Bokno-Obrute is a foremost event planner, and she's the CEO of Zafire Events Group that comprises of Zafire Events Limited, the Training Academy, Decor by Futula, and she's the pioneer planning company in Africa that has for many years continued to set the trend for event architecture and design in Nigeria. Funke has a passion of innovation and excellence, has built a leading wedding and events brand, and has delivered well over 1,500 successful events across the globe. See, this is the right person to tell us about this topic. Honestly, for someone who has been in business, especially a thriving business in Nigeria. I'm sure she has loads and loads of experience. Without further ado, let me know if you're excited to have this great woman in the building. Without further ado, I'm going to be bringing her up stage now. Let's roll the drums. Do 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 do. Welcome.
Hi.
Good evening. Well, it's so nice to have you. I know today is a very busy day for you. I know you have an event going on right now, so
Yes.
it's a huge privilege to have you come on board this conference and come online at this particular time. Thank you so much. Everyone is ready. Please help me celebrate my guest tonight. If you're watching, don't forget to share this stream with your loved ones, share it with your friends, tell everyone to come. Let them come right now because we're about to dig into tonight's topic, crushing the status quo. How has your day been?
Oh, my day has been great. Apart
God.
from the event that we had, and it's been good. Loads of meetings, but it's been good. We thank God.
Oh, great. You are the pioneer, one of the very first people who started events business in Nigeria. And I've seen you do great and mighty things with your company. I mean, I've seen you host outstanding events. You are one of my mentors when it comes to events. And each time you share your inspiration, I'm always inspired. During the COVID-19, I mean, a lot of businesses folded up, a lot of people closed down their business. Some staff could not resume back to their formal companies, and some diversified into other things. What was the effect of COVID-19 on your business?
The effect of COVID-19 on our business. Whew, it was very tough. I remember when, this was in March last year, right? And we
Yes.
were on a high. We had just, gotten into 2020. January, February, everything was looking very good. We had loads of events lined up. And then they now said, oh, lockdown. And then, everywhere was locked down. At first, I just thought, okay, a week, 2 weeks, if I were going on the lockdown in my office, we had like care packages for all the staff. I had said, you know what, let everybody just go work from home. We'll be at home. Everybody, we sent things to everybody. Everybody took things home. We even gave people money, just thinking, oh,
Wow.
it will end in a month, or in a few weeks. And then we now
Yes.
started getting, and we're now there, and it was getting worse. I won't
Two
lie, the
months,
first,
3 months,
yes,
four
I'm telling
months.
you.
Ha.
So
God.
the first thing was, at the beginning, the first thought that came to my mind when I saw that the thing was getting bigger and or longer, was there was fear. So I was afraid. When I say fear, I was afraid. I was afraid. I thought, how is this business going to survive? How am I going to pay salaries?
I know,
How am
right?
I going to pay
Ha.
salaries? Well, how am I going to feed people? People are depending on us.
Yes.
So that one first of all happened, and I thought, no, I'm not sure that we can survive this. So there was
God.
fear, there was anxiety. I was really afraid. I think my husband would know this. I was really scared. But
Did you lose
later,
any of your staff? Did they leave
no, 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 no,
the
no,
establishment?
no, no, no.
Wow.
So
How
what?
were
So
you
what
able
happened?
to hold them
Ah,
together?
so what we did was, so after a few weeks, when I saw, of course, we're all relaxed, all of us were chilling. We now started
Yes.
having meetings. So I started having meetings with my team. And
Oh,
the
good.
meetings now started going into, look, guys, what are we going to do? How are we going to survive this? So it was, at first, it was a case of, because there was fear in the land, there was fear of having COVID. So everybody
Yes.
was scared.
And then
So there was
staying
fear.
alive.
Yeah, staying alive. So I had to first of all get them into a mental state. So I had to
Mm,
check up on them. So it was more about caring about their mental state than even
mm,
how are we going to survive first,
mm.
financially. So we even had to look at the books. I had to get our accountants to look at the books again. Because
How long
during the
can we
period,
sustain this salary thing?
exactly, can we pay
Wow.
salaries? How can we pay full salaries? And then, because clients also wanted refunds. There were clients that
Oh
also
my
wanted refunds.
God.
Yes. They kept on saying, oh, we're not doing the event again. We're canceling. We're this.
Wow.
Even with, of course, all your contracts and co, you still have to do some form of refund because there's force majeure, so it's not
Yes.
anybody's fault, right? So that happened. But then I got together with my team. We started having meetings. We started communicating. And
Yes.
so while we were having all those meetings, we now came up with some ideas. So we started thinking of things that we could
Yes.
do. But the first thing was, everybody was really willing to help. So people were like, what are we
Wow.
going to do? People, in fact, when I asked
Wow.
my team, so this is something, you need to get a buy-in, of people. So I asked my team, what do you think we can do? Some of them came up with solutions. Oh,
Wow. Fantastic ideas, right?
yes, some came up
Wow.
with, reducing salaries, things like,
Wow.
so just
So it was
something
their
that we could do.
opinion, it was their
Yes,
suggestion.
yes,
Beautiful. I
yes.
want to ask you, Ma, was this something that you started doing after the pandemic, or were you this engaging with your staff before COVID-19 hit, before the pandemic and
Okay.
that effect?
Well, I mean, we had always been a company that tries to engage. It's not
Good.
been easy. It's been a really long journey, but
Mm-hmm.
trying to get the buy-in of our team, trying to ensure that people were all on the same page is something that we always
Mm-hmm.
strive to do. Even if I can't do it, I always ensure that the managers in the office, the heads of events,
Mm-hmm.
directors, people, they engage the team. So it was
Mm.
something that we used to do, but of course, sometimes when you are working or you are doing
Yes.
events, it's not very easy to always have meetings, to always,
Mm-hmm.
communicate with your team and, and plan. So events get in the way and everybody's always so busy. But this COVID period gave us that
Yes.
opportunity to be able to really, bond well. I could see some
Mm.
of my people's strengths, that I did not know
Wow.
before. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them, we were able to do things. I remember that's how we even went into the virtual event space. And I was even
Yes.
wondering that, you mean we had this in us, planning smaller
Yes.
events, doing all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of things, just changing
In fact, that
our
brings me to my
strategy.
second question. I was going to say,
Yes.
how was that effect for you? Because you are used to, setting up very large gatherings. Gatherings of thousands of people, now
It's
restricted to 10 people, 5 people. Wasn't that awkward at the very beginning in terms of
it was
budgets and
it
then
was it was
manpower?
extremely extremely
Oh my
in
God.
fact, I didn't
Oh
even know
my God.
how we were going to survive that, like, or I didn't
Didn't
even know
some
how.
staff feel redundant? Like,
Yes,
I tell them,
yes, they
Madam
did.
Atipewa,
Yeah,
like 100
yes,
of us were on site, but now it's just two
exactly.
people. Does that
Just two
mean
people,
all other
just
people
three
are not
people.
relevant? Ha!
Exactly. So it
Tell
wasn't
us about
easy.
that experience.
Wow. Even for me, it felt very weird. I mean, I remember the first one we
Oh my
planned
God.
was for 30 people. I'm not. I don't know that
Wow.
I had planned events for 30 people. I didn't even know how to maybe budget for 30 people. I just thought 30 people. I don't even know how to charge.
Right.
How do I charge? What will be our own
Oh
fee?
God.
So we had to start thinking of
Oh my
micro
God.
events, minute events. How do we charge? How do we reduce our staff strength? What do we do for events like this? How do we create solutions? So we started thinking of how to create solutions for clients that wanted to plan events that were not big, but just in their home. I remember one that we did that was just for 12 guests. And the client just said, I want to have 12 guests in my sitting room. I said 12 people. How can people plan events for 12 people? How do they do it? And I had to go and
Ah.
research. Yes, we had to say, okay, maybe one person, two people. Okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we needed to do it.
Yes.
So it wasn't very easy. Even the mindset of my team, I had to always engage them, always ask
Yes.
them, are you okay? Okay, what do you think? This is what we're doing. You are going to work on this project. You will work. I remember the first events we did after the lockdown. The first event when they
Yes.
allowed people to come out a bit and do events of, let's say, 10 people, 20 people. The first event that we
Yes.
did, we were weak. I was tired because we have not done events in
So
3-4 months.
discouraging.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
But honestly, just generally that engagement, that communication, that ensuring that your team bring the solutions, bring the ideas,
Yes.
working. In fact, then another thing that we did was we used the opportunity to work on our back end. So our processes, our accounts, what are we doing right? What should we be doing better? What are we doing operations wise? So for operations, we
Yes.
looked at our operations. We used the opportunity to finish our website. We've been trying to build our website,
Beautiful.
revamp our website. We used the opportunity to revamp our website. We did things that we would not have ever done if we did not have this pause. So it was like a pause, and we just said,
So
what?
it also
This
helped.
He did. So it was an opportunity to go back and just revisit and rework a lot of things at our back end. So that we looked at the positive.
Honestly, it took you sharing this for me to even understand how, bigger companies and bigger establishment had to deal with cutting the budgets. You said
Yes.
it was weird for you. You didn't even know where to start, not to
Yes.
talk of
Yes.
what percentage are we going to be paying the people who are at
Yes.
home when
Yes.
it's just few of us that are working. you know, and you also have to ensure that their mental health is in good shape. And everybody was still struggling with their health, trying to ensure that everybody is fine. And you too, you're trying to ensure that you're fine. You don't run at a
Exactly.
loss as an employee. Now that the
Exactly.
economy is starting to ease, how has the response been since people now knew they could have a party that is with just 20 people? Did that
Yeah.
also affect the comeback? What's
Yeah.
it like?
Well, the comeback, I think people are still being very cautious because people are
Yes.
still, a bit scared about, the COVID transmission, and they don't want their events to be super spreaders. So people are really being careful, but because people still want to celebrate. So, for example,
Yes.
I'm at a funeral today. It's not a celebration. It's a very sad. I mean, to me, It's sad, but because you still
Wow.
have to send forth person that died, you still have to have an event. So you still have to have it.
Yes.
People have to have, you still have to have events. Whether it's a
There are some
funeral,
events
it's
that
a
you can't
birthday.
really say you won't have.
Yes. So a birthday, even a wedding, you still want to have your wedding, but you can do it in a very minute way. So people are still trying to have their events. People that have had to postpone their event for 1 year now are like saying,
Oh
what,
my
even if it's
God.
50 people, I will do it. So things like that. So
Wow.
it's gradually opening up, but people are still very cautious. So people are doing the 50 or the 150, or the half capacity of the space and things like that. So people are actually gradually it's picking up. And I
Now
think
let's
it will
talk
get
about this
better.
refund thing. I'm sure during the COVID, people who had lined up events and they couldn't do it anymore, and they were coming back to your company to say, we want our money back. How did you handle such people?
Okay, so what we did was, luckily, because of our contract, in our contract,
Good.
we have the breakdown of how your refund will be. So
Okay.
if you cancel at a certain time, this is how the refund will be. If you,
Okay.
postpone or things like that. So in our contract, we have a non-refundable fee. Whether
Yes.
you cancel or you postpone or whatever, there's a non-refundable that we will not pay. Then
Okay.
then we have another percentage that calculates the amount of work that we've done. So that's how we were able to do the refunds. We only had one client who wanted a refund, which was very good. All the other clients postponed their events or changed the format of their event. So we didn't have to do any refunds to
Wow.
everybody apart from one person. But so we still have
Wow.
events that we have not yet done. So, but our
From
contract really
last
helped us.
year. You still have events from.
Oh, a lot, a
Honestly,
lot.
I think a lot of people, a lot of business owners, a lot of employers need to learn how to have a contractual agreement with their clients because
Yes.
that will save them a lot of stress and back and forth. What
Yes.
if you did not even have that contract? It would be a case of, oh, this company wasn't fair. They have refused to give me my
Yes.
money. And they can go online
Yes.
and mess up the review of the
Yeah.
brand you have built over the years. I want to say congratulations to you that your business is still thriving. But
Thank
there are
you.
some
Thank
people
you.
whose businesses have to close down. What advice do you have for them? How can they pick it up again?
Okay, so for businesses that had to close down, what I would tell anyone is, look, there's nothing wrong with failure. And this failure came as a result of, it's not your fault. It's as a result of the situation on ground. So you should not beat yourself up, because your business was not able to survive. It's not every business that has been able to survive. Look at all those big stores in America closing down. These are big brands. If
Yes,
they,
shut
if they
down
can shut
outlet.
down, exactly. So how much more? So the key thing is to look within and say, what else can I do? What other business, or even can I go and work somewhere? Or what skill can I actually build up? So that was another thing that we did during the lockdown. A lot of my team members
Okay,
built skills. So what skill can I build up
beautiful.
that can help me, to tide over during this period, that can ensure that, I can make money later, or I can go and work somewhere or do something, and I can come back and rebuild this business or rework this business or do something else. So nobody should feel like, oh, I am a failure, because it's not easy in life
Talking
to
about
feel.
this
Yes.
skill, talking
Yes.
about the skill acquisition that your staff went to learn.
Yeah.
For some people, that was a bad experience for them because I had someone who said the teachers didn't resume back because they now learned how to make hair, how to fix nails, and so they
Yes.
felt the income they were getting from there is
From
better
there
than
was better.
what they were
Yes.
getting from their career. So
Yes.
she lost those hands, and there was nothing she didn't give. This I am aware of. There was nothing she didn't give to bring them back, but they probably felt they could survive doing the
Yes.
skilled work. Now,
Yeah.
for your staff, they went for a skill that could enhance your business, or a different kind of skill that
So
could support and
it
cushion
was
their
both.
income.
Yeah, so it was both.
Oh,
It was
good.
skills that could help them personally. And I encourage them to look,
Good.
go and learn something. I want to do more
Mm-hmm.
than what you're doing now. You
Mm-hmm.
can do multiple things. You can
Yes.
do multiple things. Do you understand? You don't have to do one thing. Just go and learn something. And even the skills you learned in for yourself, you can actually use it to bring, something tangible to the table where you work, so you can
Mm.
enhance your company where you work. You can enhance
Mm-hmm.
other things, and it can help you to get more money. So really, that's what most of them did, and we didn't lose anybody. The only people,
Praise God.
one or two people actually left, but that was not because of any relation. It was more like they just wanted to go and do something else
To do
at that
something
time.
else.
Yes, and it was okay, because really, I mean, in fact, I didn't even expect that we would
They
have so
would
many people
leave.
still waiting. No,
Oh, okay.
that people will still be, so it was
Wow.
okay. Yeah, so
I
it
feel
wasn't that.
probably it's because you treated them very well before the effect and during the effect of the pandemic.
Mhm.
Some companies cut down on staff income. Some were still paying 100% and still making appearances during the lockdown. I mean, church could not close down totally, so we were
Exactly.
still having services, and people still had to
Yes.
work. People still had to make appearances and show up to be able to nurture and the congregation even while they were at home. Now, I know that you work very hard. Okay, I
Yes.
see you work very hard, but you're a mom. You are a super mom. I need to add that one. You are a wife, and then you're a boss. How do you manage these three things together?
Ooh, okay. Thank you for that question. Now, the key thing is, and this is something that I always tell everyone, is you have to delegate, and you have to ensure that you build up. So what do I
Mm,
mean? You have to delegate, you have to build, and you also have to give room for times that there will be you will drop the ball.
mm,
So when you don't beat yourself up about dropping the ball as a mother, or as a
yeah.
wife, or as a boss, or as a friend, you will cut yourself some slack. So what do I
Mm,
mean by delegate? So for example, at work, when you have created structure, when you have created process, when you have created
yes.
a team, you can actually delegate your team to run a lot of things,
Yes.
and you empower your team. So that is very big for us at Zafire. I'm very big on empowering. Sometimes when I bring people forward, people say to me, "Why are you showcasing your staff? Don't you know that people will want to, poach them or whatever?"
Coach
And I'm like, you
them.
know what?
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. These are stars in our organization.
Mm,
And
very
anywhere a
good.
star goes, a star will shine. So it doesn't
Yes.
mean that even if they go, they are still stars. And you cannot put them on hide their light. You must showcase their light.
Yes.
And you must also
Mm,
let people know that these people are great at what they do. That's the only way that they'll continue
mm,
to trust your brand, and trust
mm-hmm.
when I am not there. They trust that the job can be done. So
Yes.
delegate to
Wow.
your team and have great structure. Now, in the
Mm,
home, also delegate. Now, when I mean
mm,
delegate, know what your capacity is, know what you can do. I don't pride myself and say things like, "Oh, I'm the one, I'm a super mom, I'm a super wife. I will wake up in the morning, cook, do this, do that, do that." I don't do all the, I delegate what I can delegate, yo. I delegate what I
mm,
can delegate. I don't
mm-hmm.
try to do too much. If I have to, the day I have to
Mm.
order lovely soups, the day I have to
Soups.
ensure that,
Yes.
yes, put it in the freezer, the day that I want to ensure that the house,
Yes.
we do this. And I have a fantastic, God has given me a great help at home, who has been with us for over 10 years now,
Mm.
who helps,
Wow.
she's the
I can
housekeeper,
imagine.
house nanny,
I
and things
can
like that. So that one is it.
imagine. That's
But in the
actually a
process,
great blessing from God,
yes. So in the process of also
getting the right help.
dealing with the home, you also
Yes.
ensure that you know what is important. You understand what I mean? You know what
Mm.
is important. So you know that there are some
Yes.
things that you cannot delegate
You
to
cannot,
your help.
yes, you
You
can't
must do
delegate
it.
everything.
So, for example, you need to pray with your children. Nobody, your nanny is not
Yes,
going to
you
help
can't
you pray.
delegate
You
that.
must pray with them. You must
Yes.
engage them. You must know what is happening. You must be part of their
Mm,
lives. And it's not
yes.
easy. There are times that, because you are dealing with children, you're dealing with preteens. Even when you are
Yes.
busy, you may miss out on some things. So that's why I said that sometimes you will drop the
Yes.
ball.
Wow.
It's not
And
everything
be
cannot be perfect.
available, be
Exactly.
present.
Yeah. So
Mm,
everything cannot be perfect all the time. You have to
mhm,
understand that maybe, well, sometimes you just have to say, you know what, I'm going to dedicate a day to just hang out with my children. Or I'm going to do this to just
mhm.
make sure that I bond with my children. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, so, that's that. And then, of course, my husband, as a wife, my husband
Yes.
as is God sent. My husband he knows how to, he's such a, it
Wow.
allows me to be myself. He allows me
Wow.
to be my greatest is my I always call him my cheerleader. My husband will tell everybody
Is
my
it
wife is
cheerleader?
my wife is the best event planner. You need to use her,
Why?
and everything.
Wow. So it sings your
So
praise.
yes, and but he also
Wow.
understands that we're juggling. So it's not
Yes.
it's not a journey of a day. It's not a journey of
Mm-hmm.
now. It's a journey of
Mm-hmm.
knowing that this is forever. This is this is forever. This is a lifetime of
Yes.
marriage, right? We have
It's
to
a
make it work.
commitment.
You
Mm-hmm.
got the word. It's a commitment. So
It's a commitment,
so
lifetime
that's so
commitment.
yes, so a lot of understanding, a lot of compromise, a lot of
Mm,
when I realize that it
that's
seems
the
like
word.
I'm lacking in this area with my husband, I have to buckle up. So that's why I said that sometimes one will drop
Yes.
the ball. Me, for example, now when I'm
Mm,
working, I'm very engrossed in my work. I may not call my husband from morning till
yes.
night, not because I don't love him, but just because I don't know how to do all that. Are you
Yes.
okay? Have you eaten? What are you doing? Sometimes my husband
And
says
he
only work.
knows.
So, but sometimes we'll say it's only work you know. It's only work you know. You will not
Mm,
call. I say I'll now remind myself to call my husband. Because he
call.
calls me.
Yeah.
He calls me a lot. He will call
Wow.
me even when I'm working. He will call even when he's busy. Even if my husband is busy, he will pick up the phone. Me, sometimes I'll be like,
Wow.
I'm in a meeting, I won't pick up the phone. So I have to learn that, compromise, understanding. He also,
Mhm.
has understood me. So it's very important that all those things is delegation, communication, and it is with every aspect, even my
Mhm.
relationships with my friends, my mom, everything. You have
Mhm.
to,
Oh,
you
yes.
just have to find a way to strike a balance. So some days you are perfect here. Some days you show up here. But the key thing is
Yes.
showing up for
Yes.
people, showing up for everybody, and even showing up for
Mm,
myself is how I've been able to
mm.
navigate it. And it's still the grace of God helping. It's not perfect. Balls are
That's
being
it.
dropped.
That's it.
Balls are being dropped,
But
left and right.
I must say that you are doing a great job. Before you go further, we're going to take this short break and then we'll be
Okay.
back to take questions from all our listeners. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sunmbo Adeoye, and I want to ask you: are you ready for the most inspiring meeting of this quarter? It's the 8th edition of the annual Inspiring Change Conference with myself and a host of all other leading female entrepreneurs. This year features speakers like Lady Onyeka Owenu, Temi Ajibewa, Folakemi Aya Akoni, Ask Downs, and of course a host of all others. You don't want to be given the summary to crushing the status quo in 2021. Register and take a front seat to relevance in your business, ministry, and career. Time is 10 a.m. at the Wisdom Arena. Lest I forget, admission is free. Mask up and be there.
COVID.
So
Okay.
thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for dropping all your comments. Someone says, understand that things cannot be perfect all the time. Someone
All the
says,
time.
just
Yes.
find a way to strike a balance. And I feel that you have done justice
Yes.
to us. You have delivered some women tonight because, and then you have helped another man understand what he is supposed to do to support his wife that is busy, that is, I mean, going for what she's called to do. Now he knows that it's not like his wife is not the only person. Definitely, there are other wives too, crushing the status quo, and of course, the support of their spouse means a lot. You have crushed the status quo in your business. I've seen the way you showcase your staff. I mean, sometimes you see someone and you're saying, ah, this is the face of Futula. He's like, this girl is always there every time. But I see that they're so loyal to your brand. They are so passionate about the business. When you're not there, things are running. How long did it take you to build all of this?
Oh, you know what? I love that question because it hasn't always been this way, and even at that, it's still not perfect. So, as an entrepreneur and as an employer and as a
Yes.
leader, you must always learn from your mistakes. You must grow. You must understand that you must mature in business. Okay. Now, when I started Zafire events from a passion that I had, and I just wanted to get things done. I didn't understand how to pamper people. I didn't understand that I needed to pamper my team. I thought get the job done. But apparently, I had to show them I cared. Now, I cared about them, but I didn't know how to show it because in my personality, and my personality has been this way for a really long time. When I was younger, I have a personality that seems as if it's a detached personality. Detached in the sense that, oh, I just want to, I mean, I see things happen. I know what's happening. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. But I may not really ask you, how are you? I may not really ask you, but I had to learn. I had to learn that people want to know that you care. People want to know that you care. And that care, you may care in your heart, but they want to know
They
you
don't
care.
know.
If they don't know. So you have to show them that you care. That's number one. Number two, when you show them that you care, I had to also let them understand the part they played in the vision of the organization. I am not running this organization by myself. We are running it together. We are a team. We are a team. And when you fitting into the brand, this is the vision of the organization. This is what the brand is about. How do you fit into the brand? What is your role in the brand? How do you carry? Then, of course, sharing all our values. We are about consistency. We're about customer service. We're about, exceptional customer quality service. We're very big on excellence. We're big on, we want to ensure that what we're doing is the best at every time. We may not get it right, but it's the best. We don't want to compromise on our standards. Teaching people, my team that constant communication, always talking to them, always sharing with them, and then listening to them. That was another thing I had to learn, because guess what? Before, it was my way or the highway.
No way.
So, my way or the highway.
So it is very important that you mature in business.
You mature. So you listen, hear what they are saying. Sometimes you have to hear what they are saying without them saying it. What are they thinking? What is the impression they are getting from something that just happened? Because of my passion, I used to be someone that I would give, there'll be an outburst. I could shout. I could shout. If I'm somewhere, carry that chair, carry that. What are you doing like that? I will shout. I had to learn that. They said, in fact, when we had a meeting one day, they said, you can tell us at the back that we did something wrong. Don't say it in front. I was like, why? I should not be saying it in front. What is all this one? What is all? I had to learn. But one person, then I had to also understand all their love languages. Some of my team members, they love to be praised in front of people. Some love for me to just tell them that their work was amazing. Some, if I tell them that they did a bad job, they could be demoralized for weeks. Some,
oh my God.
It's how you communicate. So I had to learn how to communicate with my team. I had to learn how to even deal with myself, emotionally. Then I also, of course, as we business grow, we have to hire HR. So that's why I talked about structure. So, when you create structure. So I started this 19 years ago. So of course, at the beginning, I was running this business by myself now. But along the way, we had to build structure. And in the structure, you have to have HR, you have to have accounts, you have to have admin, you have to have the event executive, the manager, the senior event. So there were people in our organization that I realized that they were people persons. So you have to ensure that they are the ones that help you engage your team.
Like putting the round peg in a round hole. Like
that kind of thing.
The round peg in a square hole.
Yes. So those were the things that we had to do, so I had
Wow.
to learn it. So that is why, so when people say that, oh, your team are so loyal, I'm always saying to them that it is because I had to learn how to treat them right.
Treat them.
I had to learn how to, even if they make mistakes, look, even me, I had to learn that human beings, we're human beings, right? And we make mistakes. I make a mistake and my client forgives me. I make a mistake and God forgives me. How much more a human being that is making a mistake, right? So what do I do? Okay, how can I teach them how to not make that mistake tomorrow? What can I do to ensure that when they're doing this, they do it better? So sometimes when we do a review, they said to me, Funke, you must always talk about the positive. So I had to learn how to talk about, oh my God, this is amazing.
Not the mistakes, not the goofs.
You did well, but you could have done it better. You could have done this. You could have done, because you still have to show them what they did wrong for them to do it better. So those were the things I had to learn. I learned it, and because it's not all about money. A lot of people think it's about money. People want to be satisfied. They want to feel valued where they work.
Yes.
They want to feel valued. They want to feel like they are the.
I belong here. They love me here. This is where I belong.
You can pay someone a lot of money, and if the person is not feeling valued, the person will leave.
There's this question I want to ask.
Okay.
I worked in the bank for 10 years, and so I know that in such kind of establishments, there's growth. I mean, you can start at first level, and when you take certifications and you're more qualified for another level. In your business, as someone who started as an SME, you were the customer service person, you were the accountant at first, you were everything, and then you built a structure, you had HR. Do you have such kind of growth plan for your staff, and how do they grow?
Yeah, so for every part of the organization, there's a level that you come in. So, either you come in, of course, at the entry level, you start growing into different parts of the business. So from, of course, you are either a senior officer, you start growing. So there's the growth plan, and everybody can see their growth. At first, even there was a time in the organization where people said they didn't see their growth. They didn't see their growth plan, that they didn't understand it. So we had to, that's why I said that you have to communicate with your team. When people said that to me, I said, you don't know your growth. We had to have another, meeting to share, to explain, to do. We're even still working on that. We're restructuring again so that everybody feels like they're part of the growth, because you don't want somebody to say, oh, I worked here for 4 years. What's the next step? So the next step is you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that. So you have to keep on showing it. You have to make them see it. You have to keep on telling them, and then
it's actually a whole lot of sacrifice. I mean, from the company. But in all of this that you have done, have you ever had someone leave and it really hit you, like after all investment?
Many times.
Do you want to share one?
Many
and how
times.
did you
Yes,
handle it?
I've had. So that's why I said, what we're doing here is we're being real. And we're when you have invested in someone, when you have you've given, it's almost like you have poured yourself
everything into person.
Someone, and then the person comes and says, oh, I am leaving. Sometimes it's very painful because you're coming from a place of, oh my God, why? Or maybe you feel blindsided. Maybe you never thought that the person would leave because you thought that you and the person maybe were close. And it happened to me. There was a period about a few years ago where, it usually used to happen. People would leave, really. That's the truth. That was.
But you won't feel it as much as this particular one that left.
Or maybe I would even feel it. But because of that, my detached nature, I'll just be like, okay, all right, it's fine. But along the way, so some people that I thought, oh, these ones are not going. These ones are not going. And then they came and said, oh, they were leaving. It really did hit me at that time. But I had to even go and even almost, I don't want to say I went, not therapy, but almost like I had to go and
you have to accept it. Like,
I had to accept
this
it
is gone.
And everything.
That people have to go.
Yes, people have to go. And what I also learned about that was that people go for different reasons. Yes. So sometimes when we're thinking, oh, they're leaving because maybe they don't like the boss or they don't like what they're doing. Sometimes people are going because they are at different stages of their lives and they want something more. Or maybe it's not aligning with their own vision. Maybe God has given them another vision. I had to learn all that. Then I also learned that all these people are ambassadors, are super ambassadors. I mean, I know many people that say, oh, you worked as a fire, then you must be excellent. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. So I had to learn that. I had to learn it. But, it's a journey. And I had to speak to people that work in consulting firms. Tell me, how does it work? What they said, look, you need to prepare. You need to prepare that. Even I know, and I started understanding that. I know people that work in banks, top or guys in banks, and the next thing you hear that they have left and gone to another bank.
Yes, another bank. I'm telling you that all the trainings they are giving you, all the money they've spent to train you.
So how much more your own organization? So I started understanding it from there, and I started using that. Okay,
is virtual training at Zafire events possible? I'm based in Austria.
Oh yes. We do have a virtual training school.
How can they reach you?
Yes, you can just reach out to us on our Instagram handle, Zafire Training School, and then we'll reach out to you. I think our training is going to start, I think, June, July of this year. The next virtual training, yes.
That's really good. Thank you so much, Ma. I mean, I can relate to what you're saying, so I don't even want you to go. I want you to keep talking. and a lot of people are sharing. They're saying, "Wow!" I mean, share with your team their role in bringing the vision of the company to fusion. Let people. Then you said, understand your team members. I mean, know their love language. Take time to listen to your team. I mean, these are things that will help you as an employer to crush the status quo. I want to sincerely thank you so much, Ma, for sharing this with us, because my husband would usually say, the same way you have a gift of welcome, you should have a gift of bye-bye. So don't hold anyone too tightly, because in life, everyone must move at some point. And like you rightly said, people leave for different reasons. Some because they have other plans, others because age is no longer on their side and they want to explore new things. Thank you so much for being a shining light, a great example of a woman, a wife, a mother, a business owner that is thriving, especially business in Nigeria. Somebody says, amazing session. Another person says, thank you so much for bringing Mrs. Funke Bucknor.
Thank you.
Inspiring Change Conference. Thank you so much. I can hear the events going on in the background. I know you really have to go. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming on board.
Can I also say something as well?
Yes, go ahead, Ma.
So I also want to say that also, Sunmbo, I also want to say a big thank you to you for inviting me. I remember the first time we met, know, and you always do inspire me. I love you. You're always so pleasant, ever smiling, so and your children, I love them.
And they love you too, and your children.
So thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for this amazing work you're doing, and thank you for all that you're doing for women and all that you're doing in the industry. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.
I wanted to say that to you as well.
Oh, thank you so much. One final word for this person who has just started a business, who is trying to start bringing people on board, who someone just left the team and she's devastated. She doesn't want to do it anymore. One final word for them.
One final word is, the pain you feel now will get numb later. So once you understand that pain you feel now is going to go away and it will get better, just don't let it affect you. Don't give up. Don't give up just because of one person. You see, the power of resilience, the power of a positive mindset, the power of overcoming challenges is that there will always be setbacks. So there will always be setback. At every time there will be a setback. Whether as a Christian, we know say that the righteous man, how many times does he fall now?
Yes.
He falls and he gets
back
up
again.
Exactly. Along got him more. Do you understand that?
Yes.
My children are just going to be making some mistakes. Yeah. So he knew. He said, but they get up. The key thing is to get up. You get up, and then focus on why you are doing what you're doing. Look up and focus on why you are doing it. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Once you understand your why, right, it will propel you to always get up every time.
And show
That's
up.
the last word.
Oh my God, I love your passion. I want to clap, and I want to tell anybody out there who is maybe losing that vibe to just tell them that you trained that person who left. You can train another person. All of this thing is just time. With time, you overcome that pain. Someone says, thank you, world changers. God bless you. I really need to let you go. Thank you so much. People help me celebrate my special guest. Thank you so much, Ma. Someone says, I love this session. God bless you. You have a pleasant evening.
Good night. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Good night. Good night. Thank
Yes.
you.
Oh my God, that has been an amazing session with Funke Buckner Obrute talking about crushing the status quo as an employer, especially an employer in Nigeria. I'm going to take this commercial break and I want you to stay with me because I have something special for you before you leave.
Hello everyone, my name is Sunmbo Adeoye and I want to ask you, are you ready for the most inspiring meeting of this quarter? It's the 8th edition of the annual Inspiring Change Conference with myself and a host of all other leading female entrepreneurs. This year features speakers like Lady Onyeka Owenu, Temi Ajibewa, Folakemi Aya Akoni, Ask Downs, and of course a host of all others. You don't want to be given the summary to crushing the status quo in 2021. Register and take a front seat to relevance in your business, ministry, and career. Time is 10 a.m. at the Wisdom Arena. Lest I forget, admission is free. Mask up and be there.
Yes. It's been an amazing session tonight with Funke Buckner Obrute talking about crushing the status quo as an employer of labor in Nigeria, in Africa, and all across the world. Oh my God, this session has been phenomenal. I want you to please share the stream with all your friends. Tell someone who is about losing hope in that little business or someone who is high up there and is about to lose courage or lose the zeal to continue in that business, that they need to listen. They need to listen to what someone who has been there is saying and what they can do to grow that business and grow a structure in that business. This sessions continues again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank God it's Friday tomorrow, and we are going to be having live Trisha Biz. Okay, so make sure that you don't miss this session and tomorrow's session for anything. We're going to be live by 8 p.m. West African time. Make sure that you stay tuned and tell a friend to come on board. And then on Saturday is the grand finale. We're going to be having Onyeka Owenu. We're going to have Temi Ajibewa, myself, Folakemi Aya Akoni. We're going to have Ask Dams and a whole lot of great women who are taking the lead, crushing the status quo in their respective fields. I mean, all over the world. You don't want to miss it. The time is 10 a.m. But you need to register on our website, www.inspiringchangeng.org. Till I come your way again tomorrow. My name is Sunmbo Adeoye. God bless you. Have a pleasant evening.